late of our today's meeting, that is International Museums Day 2026 in the DHT. World famous African Jamaican communities leader Mr. Marcus Mosiah Garvey గారు చెప్పినట్లు, a man without the knowledge of his past history, origin and culture is like a tree without tree, a tree without root. Respected Honorable Minister Sri Jupalli Krishnarao garu, our Special Chief Secretary Srimati Vani Prasad garu, Srimati Shalini Bhupal garu, and Gautami Madam, Tourism MD Ranjit Naik garu, Director Tourism, distinguished guests, scholars, members of DHT, INTAC, Archaeological Survey of India, colleagues, officers of the Department of Heritage, Telangana, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening. It is my privilege to join you today on this occasion, International Museum Day 2026, organized by the Department of Heritage, Telangana, in collaboration with the Deccan Heritage Academy Trust and INTAC Telangana State Chapter. The theme for this year, Museums Uniting a Divided World, is both timely and inspiring. Museums are not merely repository of objects, they are living institutions that bridge generations, cultures, traditions and communities. They remind use of shared past and foster mutual respect and understanding. Today, as we gather to celebrate World Museum Day, we do not merely celebrate buildings filled with old objects. We celebrate memory, we celebrate identity, we celebrate humanity's long conversation with the time. The theme of this year, International Museum Day, announced by the International Council of Museum, is Museums Uniting a Divided World. It reminds us that museums are not silent storehouses of the dead past. They are living bridges between people, generation, communities and civilizations. Let me begin a brief message before I telling a small story on the occasion of Museum Day. Four decades ago, a young tribal student visited a museum for the first time. He came from a remote village where his community's traditions were slowly disappearing. He walked quietly through the galleries until they suddenly stopped before an old musical instrument displayed behind the glass. His eyes widened. He turned into the curator and said, "Even my grandfather had this instrument." The curator smiled. For the first time in his life, the boy saw his own community represented with dignity inside the National Museum. The moment changed him. The museum was no longer just a building. It became a temple of his childhood memories. It told him that his culture mattered. It told him that his ancestors were not forgotten. He told him that his community's identity was worthy of preservation. And most importantly, it told him that the history was not written just for kings, but also for ordinary people like him and ordinary communities like his community. This gave the tribal student the sense of pride, a realization of a true power of museum. The tribal student was none other than me. Yes, that is Professor Arjun Rao Kotadi, hailing from tribal community of Yerukala from Khammam district, Vemsur village near Sattupalli. Museums are among the greatest intellectual and cultural achievements of human civilizations. They preserve objects, manuscripts, paintings, tools, sculptures, coins, inscriptions, textiles, photographs, memories, and stories that connected humanity across the centuries. But museums are far more than repository antiquities. They are classrooms without walls. They are laboratories without memory. They are space where the past speaks to the present and guide the future. Museums remind us that civilization that always grow through interaction, to culture, to develop in isolations. When we walk through museums galleries, we see evidence of the exchange everywhere. Greek influence in Gandhara art, Persian aesthetic in Mughal architecture, tribal traditions shaping mainstream culture, Buddhist ideas traveling across the Asia, and Indian textiles influence global trade. Museums silently teach a profound lessons. Human civilization is a shared inheritance. This is why the 2026 theme Museums Uniting the Divided World. A deeply meaningful museums create a dialogue where society create barriers. So this is my brief speech. Before that, in the presence of our Honorable Minister, sir, it is an idea, it is a vision. Our Chief Special Secretary, Vani Prasad Madam, he advised the department to start innovative programs for the development of tourism, development of unemployment, to create youth. The part of that, her vision was Heritage on Wheels. We are starting, sir. We are given notification for the promotion of the monuments, historical monuments in Telangana. As far as tourism also developed the Heritage on the Wheels, sir. Then, Madam ideas, certificate course. This is history of the department. First time the certificate course was starting. 4 courses we have started. That is archaeology, museums, and conservation and epigraphy. Tourist guide also, just our Honorable Minister was మీ చేతుల మీదుగా ఇప్పుడే టూరిస్ట్ గైడ్ ఫర్ ద ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ సాల్వ్ చేయడానికి తెలంగాణలో ఒక గొప్ప అవకాశాన్ని మాకు ఒక ఆలోచన క్రియేట్ చేసి మమ్మల్ని ముందు నడిపిస్తున్నారు మేడం గారు. నెక్స్ట్ పబ్లికేషన్, ఫ్యూచర్ పబ్లికేషన్స్, దట్ ఈజ్ ఎపిగ్రఫీ బుక్స్. సో యాక్చువల్గా అన్ని జిల్లాల నుంచి పబ్లిష్ అయ్యాయి ఎక్సెప్ట్ ఖమ్మం, రంగారెడ్డి. ఆదిలాబాద్లో అసలు సర్వే జరగలేదు. ఇప్పుడు ఖమ్మం, నేను షార్ట్లీ ఖమ్మం, రంగారెడ్డి బుక్స్ మేము తీసుకొస్తున్నాం సార్. నెక్స్ట్ వీఆర్ టోటల్ విలేజ్ టు విలేజ్ సర్వే ఆదిలాబాద్ లోకల్ ఆర్టీడీఏ పిఓ గారి యొక్క సహకారంతో ఆదిలాబాద్ మొత్తం సర్వే చేయించేసి అది కూడా మేము బుక్స్ తీసుకురాబోతాం సార్. ఇక నెక్స్ట్ మన మ్యూజియంలో మొత్తం 14 గ్యాలరీలు ఉన్నాయి. ఆ 14 గ్యాలరీలతో పాటు కొత్తగా డిసెంబర్లో మా డిప్యూటీ డైరెక్టర్ నాగరాజ్ గారు, ఏడి మల్లు గారు, he went and collected the fossils. We plan to create 15th gallery in the museum, sir. Total 15 galleries మేము ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నాము. అది రెనోవేషన్ అంతా ఉంది సార్. అయితే ఇక్కడ మన మ్యూజియం యొక్క స్పెషల్ సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది అవర్ స్టేట్ మ్యూజియం, డాక్టర్ వైఎస్ఆర్ స్టేట్ మ్యూజియం అంటే మొత్తము ఈ మ్యూజియం ఇండియాలో 3rd one to collect the artifacts. Nearly 3.5 artifacts we collected, sir, in the museum. And world లో 2nd position to collect the coins, which is 2.94 coins we collected, sir. All these things we are planning our vision to, on the advice and leadership of our special chief secretary, we have digitalized all the coins and artifacts also we digitalized, sir. So this is briefly. So last I want to conclude. Please excuse me, sir, మీరు బిజీగా ఉన్నారు కానీ ఒక సార్